Okay. Hi Floss Tube. This is my third video and I'm at home now. And this is Ginger. Say hi, Ginger. Say hi. Hello. Alright. So, I have two sun conures. This is one of them. She just likes to sit on my shoulder and chit chat. So, this may end up being a choppy video. And it's probably going to be a very long video. We'll see how long she can make it. I think you can do it. Do you? Yeah? And I don't know if you can hear or not my other bird downstairs. So, I have a long list. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show all of the things that I got this holiday season-ish. Either things I got myself because I had funds, or things that I got for the holidays. They're not all stitchy things. A lot of people I watch on YouTube, other than cross stitchers, do it, and I wanted to do it too. So to start off with, I have it all written down, but it's not in any particular order. What's the matter? You gonna show off? No? Okay. So I'll start off with showing all of my cross stitching. First is, I got so I'm going to check off things as I say them, if I say them throughout the video of the things I got. I got these. They're purse organizers. And they've got a mesh pocket here. There's two of them. So it's half. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there's 2 big ones on this side. And then there's a zipper pocket right here. So that's one side. And then on this other side, there's 2 mesh pockets and 2 big pockets again, and another full zipper. Oop. And then, one second, there's snaps on the side, so it'll go flat like this if you're not using it, or if you don't have a lot of stuff in it. You're fine. And then it's this size, or it can poof out to be big. And I got these from, it's an app, there's a website too, but the app works a lot better, called Geek. I got 5 of them for $1 each. And then shipping was $1 each. So I got 5 for $10. And on Amazon, one of these is like $25. And none of the ones I saw had Prime. So I got 5 of these, and they're working great. So the yellow one has my frosted pumpkin in it. And this is it so far. I got Ada. So I'm going to put you back in your cage. Okay? Alright. So, yes. This is my frosted pumpkin. I'm really excited about this. It's my first stitch along. But one thing that I am nervous about with this one is that the directions say you have to start in the middle. I haven't seen the pattern yet. But I have a handful of learning disabilities, and starting from the middle does not work for me. It doesn't process right. It just doesn't work. So maybe I can figure out how to make it work where I start in a top corner once I see the pattern, but I don't know what to do about that. I also, part of that is also one of the reasons I've decided I'm probably just going to use Ada for cross stitching for most of the time I cross stitch, because over this break I got to look at some even weave and I looked at it and I was like, no, this is not going to work. This is going to make cross stitching stressful because I'm going to worry about getting confused and off track because things don't look like how they normally look. To me, things don't look how they look to other people. So if I get off track even just a little bit, it could throw everything off track. And I know that goes for anybody, but for me, it'd be really easy to get off track. So I think I'm just going to be an Ada person forever. But that's okay. Yes. Alright. So, that's my frosted pumpkin. He got the 14 count Ada. I haven't decided how I want to store this floss yet. If I want to bobbinate it and then put the parts that I've cut and used on the little floss keeper thing. I'm thinking about doing it that way because that way if somehow I end up not using all of the floss, it won't be pre-cut when I put it into my normal floss storage at the end of the year. I don't know. You guys can tell me what you think. I'm playing with a plane like it's flying. It's flying. Oh, no. Okay. If all goes well, she'll just sit on my shoulder like a little pirate bird. Okay, you can't undress me though, Ginger. Okay, deal? Alright. I have no idea how this is going to look with me keeping turning my head to the side to look at her. Because she won't understand me looking at her. Oh, man. Did you just poop? One second. Alrighty, guys. I'm back. Sorry. Live animals. So, yeah. Frosted pumpkin, storage, bird, it's put away now, and yeah, I'm worried about not being able to like keep track on starting somewhere other than the top corner, and okay, so I have ADD. I have ADD, dyslexia, and a tracking problem. Sorry, I think my dad might be eavesdropping. So the tracking problem is I don't know if I can do it to myself or not. We'll find out. I follow something, and I don't know if I'm doing it or not. But my eyes... Okay, I think I might have done it. I don't know. I can't tell. My eyes will twitch. And so counting, I have to be really precise with. Which, so this is all going to be a mixed up video. Still figuring things out here. I got these. Let me check off. I talked about frosted pumpkin. Alright. And I talked about learning, which I'm probably going to talk about again. And I talked about Ada. Cool. Alright. So that's that. So I got these straight pins that have like the really cool ends, because when I'm sewing I like to use straight pins that are like decorative or different will stand out in some way, shape, or form to mark my center of a fabric, or like important places where like this is my stopping point when I'm sewing on the machine, just so it stands out better to me. And I learned, I don't remember when I learned it. It was after Thanksgiving, but I think it might have still been November. So these are actually called counting pins, and I learned somewhat how to use. I learned somewhat how to use them, and so I think that's really cool, and maybe that'll help. But if I did it with even weave, I'd have to have like a pin in each of the like 4 corners that I'd have to put the thread in every time for me to keep track of it, because I stitch in between classes, I stitch backstage when I'm in the dressing room sometimes, so I never know when I'm gonna have to like literally put it down and run and go do something, because that's how theater works and school works and lots of things work. So I don't think even weave is gonna work for me. But yay, counting pins, awesomeness. Alright, so that's that, and that's the counting pins. Okay. So, here, I'm gonna turn you to the side a little bit. Let's see if this works. So, all of that, nope, not working. Sorry about all the dishevelment. It's really organized. I meant the dishevelment with the camera. So I got 5 of these. And I'll talk about what's in each of them. I got the 3 primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. And then I also got green, because green is my favorite color. You're going to learn a lot about my personal taste throughout this video, I feel like, between showing the cross stitch and showing the stuff I got for the holidays. And I got black because black is a generic color. So one of the 3 primary colors, my favorite color in black. And it just so happened to work out. I thought the yellow would go really nice with the pumpkin passport. Just because passport, plane, traveling, sun, so I thought yellow. And then I put in the blue one for my roommate. I am making the Clouds Factory Doctor Who clock. I'm still waiting for the fabric and the hand-dyed silk floss from Jottery Designs. And that's on my list here to talk about that. So I ordered that, and I was so excited that I had a reason to order hand-dyed fabric that I didn't notice that she had on her website, that if you order after these dates, it won't be shipped until after these dates. So I was getting kind of worried, and I emailed her, and when she emailed me back, she explained it all, and I was like, okay, well, in that case, can I change the shipping address to my school? Because everything I order in November and most of December, I have shipped to my house instead of my school, so that I know it'll get here, because you never know with shipping. And she was really nice about it, and she let me change it, so that was really great. So I'm waiting I ordered fabric, which is Ada. I think I got 18 count, but it's definitely Ada. And my roommate picked out the color. I think it's Glinda the Good is the color that she picked out. And the hand-dyed floss that I got is the Dematerializing TARDIS. So we've changed a few things with like colors of what we're going to do in the, well, I'm gonna stitch it, but it's for her. So I'm using the blue for Doctor Who. So I have a hoop in here, and my brother for Christmas, he got me a lot of things. He got me 2 wooden embroidery hoops. This one is 10 inches. Sorry, I was turning around and stuff. And I organized everything. And a 12-inch hoop. This one, I don't think, this wouldn't be more like to display something in, I think, because this is about as tight as it can. I don't know, it might be different with fabric in it. This is about as tight as it can go, and I can still pretty easily push out the inside ring. So I don't know that he got these new, but that's okay. They're still cool. So that is that. I have stuff organized, I promise. I just didn't know what order I was going to talk about stuff in. Especially since I was having my bird in the video, attempting to. So, and then, so I have the hoop in here. And I have it unsnapped because even though it stays really thin with the hoop in it, just in it, it needs to be unsnapped for it to fit. And then I have all the floss in here. And then the pattern is on my iPad. So that is that one. You do that. So that's the blue one. And then in the red one, I have all of my Christmas themed cross stitch. So in here, in this pocket, I have a little, I need to flip something over so I can show you the other side. Alright, so in here I have this little Christmas, there it is, aperture card that's really cute. And then I had to flip it over so you couldn't see the chart. I sorted the threads out on this little card stock stuff that I got, and I put the symbols over it. And so that is wintry, and that's going to live in this pocket. And then this is, I can't show you the back of this because it's got the chart on it, which I don't know if I'm going to use, because it's 2 candy canes. I can tell you what it is. It's 2 candy canes that cross like this to stitch on this little golden Christmas ornament. So that's living in that pocket. And then in this front zipper of this, I have, because this is a stocking that I work on, and I normally only work on it during December. Sometimes I'll work on it other times. Is yarn that's used for finishing. I'm probably going to get different yarn because this yarn is, it's from a really old, it's a sunset kit. And it's really, so I'm probably going to get different yarn. I might get different felt and finishing stuff too, but I'm going to hold on to it till I get there. And this is the felt to finish the back of the stocking. Whoa. I might get like actual fabric because I know years of putting stuff in stockings later when this is finished, like things are going to poke through. And this stocking is for someday. That's why I only work on it in the month of December. So that's in that pocket. And then on the back side, I can't cover that up much more. In this zipper pocket, let me see. Okay, I'm gonna do it this way. I used the rest of the cardboard because I didn't like how I had it organized. and made these. And so with me, with my dyslexia and other learning disabilities, it helps having the symbols on the things. So I try to do that whenever I can, when it's not inconvenient later. So this is one of the floss things. And here's the other one that I made. And then this last one, this was of scraps from, it's not cardstock, but it's not cardboard. It's almost like some kind of mat board that I used to finish off the rooster from my other video for my grams. And so then this is, and I thought it was appropriate to have these three separate from the rest. Anyway, so that's that, and that's what's in that pocket. And then the chart is in here. That's what this thing is. And then I'm probably going to take it off the Q-Snap soon-ish. So this is it. There's more up here. I don't know if I showed you this. I'll go ahead and take it off the Q-Snap now, because I don't know that I'm going to stitch on it anymore this year. And if I do, I can always put it back on the Q-Snap. Alright. Needle. Will you stick? Oh, okay. Alright. Ooh. I got ink on my hand. Alright. So, this is a Q-Snap cover that I made. Back of my work. I'm kind of rambling. Sorry. And a few people in person who watch my videos said I talk too softly. So if I need to speak up while I'm recording at all, let me know. Just let me know things. Alrighty. So that goes there. Okay, cool. So this is called Noah's Ark Stocking. It's by Sunset. My mom got it to make for my brother, and she never got around to making it. So he's still the only one that doesn't have like a handmade stocking. But at the same time, when he was little and we'd go to the store, he wanted a stocking every year. I don't think he actually got one every year. Whoa, I'm in a picture frame. I'm being silly because I feel like if I stop talking, it's going to be awkward. So, alright. So it's all Q-Snappy, but this is it so far. Not at all. So what I got done this year, I didn't stitch on it much. I didn't do much stitching this December, I feel like, because I reorganized my entire floss storage, and that took forever. So this time I did all of the brown in Noah. I did all of the lion's mane and part of its body, because I wanted to make sure my counting was right. Because I really, really wanted to start on the part of the boat. So, and that's what this red is. It's the boat part. And then, I don't know what this fabric is. It's Ada, I know that. But I don't have the cover page or anything. I just have the pattern. All that I have is not like... And then this needle that I have is the needle that came with the kit. So I have the thread, I have the finishing fabric, and I have the pattern. But I don't have like any of the company cards that came with it, or it's called a cover page, right? Of the kit to say like what kind of fabric it is, what's supposed to be included, all that stuff. So, and it's 3 strands. It says to do everything 3 strands, and it tells you how to like blend when you do the gold. And so what I am curious with this, and probably when I get to the frosted pumpkin thing, is I've heard a lot of you talk about backstitching as you go. And I know a lot of you do things with, I don't know if blending filament and Krynic are like the same thing, or metallics. This says it's blending filament. The directions say to stitch with that, to stitch that stuff last, and the French knots last, which I learned how to do this year. I learned how to do French knots on the rooster that I made for my grams. So do you really have to do those things last? And like, how would that work with having the Q-snap? I'm sorry, I'm putting things away and trying to organize things as I go so that things will make sense. Alright. So, how do you backstitch as you go? Because like, I don't want to backstitch and then have to do things with French knots. This is the end of the pin. And the blending filament and stuff. I'm obviously, the thing I'm going to do very last before I put it together. So my plan is, I started stitching this in the month of December or winter. So a couple of years I've started it in November, but I started stitching this my senior year of high school. So this is December, about 1 or 2 months every year since senior year of high school, and I'm a junior in college now. Because I have no idea when down the road I'm gonna need this. When it becomes more urgent, I'll start stitching on it more. But so my plan right now is to do all of the regular crosses first, and then go through and do the blending with the gold, and then do, and then do the outlining, and then do the French knots. And then obviously I can't do the name until I know the name, so that won't get done until I know the name. But I can do all of the outlining and all that good stuff, and then once I know the name I can put it all together. So that's my plan now. But I've heard a lot of you saying how it's great to do backstitching as you go, especially talking about these stockings for Christmas. So how do you do that? Like, how do you know when I've done enough stitching to do the backstitching, especially if I'm doing the blending filament and all that stuff last? Or do I have to do that last? I don't know. So that is that one. And so all of the Christmassy, winter, December things, and I do have needle minders, but I'm not one of those people, I don't think, especially for this project, who's going to leave one needle minder on it all year. Unless I had one that was like specifically a Christmas one, then I might leave it on here. I also just found out about them this year, so I just leave the needle in it. And this is going in here. So that's that one. So that's the Christmas. So that's in the red one. And then the Q-snap is over there. Da-da-da-da. Alrighty. Sorry. Checking things off as I go, or attempting to. Don't know how well that's going. This is going to be a really, really long video. Alright. So, next one. like I said, didn't do a lot of stitching. I've only made one grime guard cover so far. I have fabric and elastic to make more. I just haven't made them yet. I only have 2. So this is my Ice Princess. Obviously I didn't finish the first page in time for the new year, but that's okay because I really wanted to get my floss storage done. So I did finish this row completely. I didn't do the white on the bottom part of this row because once I finish, I'm going to finish stitching off all of these parked threads until they're done. And then for the rest of the page, my plan is going to be to just stitch the white. And I have been doing the parky method. This is my back. It's very messy. But I kind of like to touch it. I don't know. What I think I might do is what Katie, the Stash Queen, she said that she does. She starts the first color in the top corner and she stitches that color for the entire page. So I might start doing that, or I might start doing not the entire page because counting. I love this gridded. I love this. I don't think I could grid myself though. I don't know. I might need to look into that because this is awesome. This is my first full coverage piece that, well, it's my second one, but it's the first one that I'm going to finish. Probably. Where I start with the color that's first in this column of 10 and do it through the whole thing. But I really want to get the first page finished because the next page starts her face. This is the Ice Princess, to remind you. It's the freebie Ice Princess from Heaven and Earth. It's not up anymore. So this is the first page, and then the second page is this part of her hair and part of her eyelashes and forehead. So the second page will be his face. I think I kind of just needed to take a break from this because I've been working on this since July, and that's pretty much been the only thing other than like a few odd little gifts that I've finished up here and there. I'm going to talk about all my needle miters at the end. But yeah, so this is my Ice Princess. That's the progress. And it's in the green organizer because green is my favorite color. And then all of the threads are in here. And then I have the needles in here. And normally I keep my thread heaven in here. And I have a threader in here. And when I say I reorganized my entire floss storage, I mean every floss that I own is now stored in a new way than it was before I got home for break. And so I think that's all that's in here. I don't think I have anything in the pockets of this one. I shouldn't. But I really like these. I got these because I knew I was going to have a lot of projects going this year for the first time. And I knew, especially for this one, having a clipboard wasn't going to work to store it in on the go, especially since I'm using digital patterns for so many of my things. So I wanted to try this so that it's like, hey, I'm going to just grab this organizer and take it with me to the lobby of the dorms to stitch with friends or whatever. So we see how this works. I think it's going to work, and I think they'll look really nice on my shelf all lined up in my room. Alrighty, moving stuff around. So that is my Ice Princess. I very much like her. Some people I've heard, there's multiple reasons. I love snowflakes. I'm always freezing. I'm always cold. But I love snowflakes. And I love winter. I've noticed that a lot about me. That's one of the things on my list. Okay, I'm just going to talk. And at the end, before I go to the next part, big part, I'll go through my list and check it off so I don't hopefully repeat things. A lot of the charts that I like are all like snow. But I think one of the reasons I needed a break is because I was getting tired of the colors, maybe. They're not being like, they're really pretty colors. I love the colors. But they're not being any like bright, like, ooh, this section is all pink kind of thing. It's a lot of confetti stitching. Alright, so I have one more organizer to show you all. Oh boy. Okay. So, this, for now, how this plan is going to work is the blue one is going to be for the Doctor Who clock. The yellow one is going to be for the year-long stitch-alongs. So if I join another year-long stitch-along, it'll probably go in the yellow one too. The red one is festive, and the green one is my Ice Princess. And so this black one is kind of going to be a catch-all. It's still all snapped up. So what I have in here right now is, alright, so I asked people if I could use their names before I recorded this, because I wanted to make sure it was okay with them. So, Koo, if you do find this and you're watching it before I get to school, look away. So, Koo is a friend of mine from school. He helps me with all kinds of things, and I'll ask him, he's like, can you help me with this cross-stitch thing? It'll either be like trying to get something put together the right way, or technology, or all kinds of randomness. So I made him this. This is my first time working with this material cross-stitching and making one of these. So I made him this. I can give more backstory later, because he's a sneaky guy. He might try and find this. So that's that. And I don't know, he might just look away and not put it on mute. But yeah. So that's that, and I worked on that, and that took me, it would have taken me a day, but it took me 2 days because I didn't want to put it, in the same day. And then the other thing I am working on is for my boyfriend. This is a free chart. Okay. I found it on Pinterest, and when I find charts on Pinterest, I go to their website and make sure that it is actually free, and this one is actually free. So I make sure it's actually free before I use it. It's a wolf here. It's a wolf. And on one of the things it says to use like 3 different grays and a black, and it's really, oh man, I just moved my marker. That was a bad idea. Hang on. Alright. So I just started this yesterday, and I am using this. This is not DMC. This is random variegated floss that I bought for wrapping headphones. I am using the loop start method just because I want to see how it turns out. So I cut it, and when I cut it, it's really long because of how I cut it. So I cut it, and then I pulled it until it got to the place where it was the same to the same color at the end. And I'm using 2 strands, so with the loop start it looks like 4, just because I want when I'm working on 14 count Ada, which is what this is, and I'm pretty sure what the stocking is, I like it to have really, really good coverage, especially if it's a gift. Because this is 14 count Ada, and I use the loop start method, and it's black and brown and stuff, and it's got pretty not good coverage, but I like it because it's an old sewing machine, so I like it. And this was also a free chart I found on Pinterest from the DMC website. So I started this yesterday, and it's going to be interesting to see when the thread ends, where like when I do the loop start, how the colors are going to go when it goes. So this is it so far. So I started at the top of the nose, and I went this way, and then I'm going down. Alright, I can figure it out. So I'm going down, and I'm just going to go down all of this, and depending on if I have thread left or not, this, and because I am doing each X individually for the variegation. So that's how I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to start back up here and go down this way, and then it goes this way, and like that. So I don't know how long this is going to take me, but this is probably what I'm going to work on. And since this is literally one floss, this is something I could easily do in the car when I go back to school this weekend. So that's what I'm working on with that right now. And then, so this is a magnetic board that I bought this summer. It's by this company. I got it on Amazon. I think mine's flipping the words all the right way. If it's not, please let me know in the comments. I like reading the comments. It makes me very happy. And this, I love these before I even knew about what gridded Ada was, because I just found Floss Tube this summer pretty much. My brother, he doesn't really anymore, but he used to love chess, the game. Sorry. And this is from a magnetic chessboard game that we got him when he was going on one of his camping trips. And I love this because I would use it. This is black because some of the pieces were, there was a black set and a off-white set. And these are what the pieces came out of. And I like it because, okay, sorry, it said my storage was full. I might have to do this in 2 parts and upload it so I have storage on my iPad. So I like these because not all of the charts were like gridded like this one is, and I could put it over it, especially with the it is gridded, but I didn't understand that that's what that meant. I could put it over like this and be like, okay, I'm working in this area, and then go down that way kind of thing. I really like using these. So those are those. So that's my magnet board. And like I said, I'm going to go through all of my needle minders all at one time. And then for this one, I have the little floss in this mesh part. And that's all that's in the black one. So that is all of my bags, my new bags. So let's see, I have talked about the whips. I've talked about things I learned. I learned parking. I talked about that. I've watched several video tutorials. I talked some about the charts that I like. Talked about that. Alright. And I talked about, alright, new storage. Talked about the projects. Alright, so now I'm going to talk about, well, I have all this stuff in front of me here. I'm going to talk about the needle minders. So, this is my needle minder board. It hangs in my dorm room, and I have a poster because I don't have, I'm going to, but I don't have a lot of needle minders yet. So, this is a card from an Etsy shop that I ordered needle minders from, and it was great. I ordered, it's an Australian Etsy shop, and I had them shipped to my house, and my parents told me they're here, so I messaged her on Etsy and said, hey, my order has arrived, just so you know, but I had it shipped to my house, and I'm still at school, so I won't be able to open it until I get back. So one of the ones that I ordered from her, it's Needle Minder Obsession. I ordered this one. I saw it. I was going to get a TARDIS, and then I saw this one, and I was like, oh my goodness, it's perfect. It's like a creamy tan, and it's got black bling, and the magnets are really, really good. And it's, I like how thin it is, because you'll see, all of mine are pretty thick. So having a thin one was really cool. It says, my soul is fed with needle and thread. And I have a little bit of an obsession with lots of random things like snowflakes and ampersands. And that's a really pretty ampersand. And I like cursive and print. And this is a combination of cursive and print. So that's that. So that's one that I got from Needle Minder Obsessions. And the other one that I got is, I love Tinkerbell. 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 I like Tinkerbell. I got this Tinkerbell. She's so cute. So I had to put her on my Ice Princess. I normally have like 3 on here, but I wanted to try with just the one. And she's so pretty. And I was a little worried because I've like seen some rhinestone things. They've mostly been phone cases though. We like jewels fall out and like watches and things. And I don't feel like these are gonna fall out at all. But she's so pretty. And she's got the same kind of magnets. The only thing that I think might make them, not that they need to be better, but like maybe is if I were making needle minders myself with something this big, I might put 2 magnets, like one here and one on the head. But I don't think she needs it. But if I were to make something really big, I might do that. Because I'm going to make some needle minders. So those are my 2 needle minders from Needle Obsession. Needle Minder Obsession. Now where'd the green bag go? Here it is. Alright. Okay. So I've only ordered needle minders from 2 places. I'm going to look up the name of the other place really quick. Because I want to make sure. If I'm talking about businesses, I want to give the right information. So, I found this needle shop. I ordered from them online because I posted on Instagram that, let me see. So, I posted on Instagram about how my needles kept breaking and bending, and I didn't know what to do to fix them because the only needles that were sold in any of the stores that I have near me, I don't have a local needle workshop, at least not that I know of. So I have to get everything. There is one in Greensboro where my school is that me and my friend, yes, she said I could say her name. I have a list over here. I'm not going to show you the front of it. I have a list over here of all the people that I thought I might talk about. And I asked them if I could use their names. So I keep checking to make sure they say yes. My friend Sarah, who's the other costume major at my school, she cross stitches, and her mom's big into cross stitching. Sarah just kind of got restarted. So anyway, they commented on my photo and said, these are the needles our company sells, and they're really good. And so I was like, awesome, thank you, I'll try them. And I got them, and I love them. I have a feeling that the needles that came with the frosted pumpkin are going to be similar to this. They're Peacemaker needles. And I really like them. I lost one of them. I'm really upset. But I'm using the other one for my Ice Princess. But I lost one of them this summer. It's Embroidery Central. And I think they're only a website now. It's www.embroidery.com. Their company name is Embroidery Central. So what I got from them was I got the pack of needles. And then while I was on their website, because I was like, I don't want to just order needles from a company and have to pay for shipping. Like, if it was on Amazon, and I did check to see if they were on Amazon first, but then I was like, no, I'll just order them from the company because they were really nice to me on Instagram. I had a whole conversation, so I ordered from them. So I found Thread Heaven. This is my first thing on Thread Heaven. So I ordered Thread Heaven, the pack of needles, and I ordered this little moon. So cute. I didn't know it was a button. This little moon needle minder. And then I ordered 2 threads that I needed for my Ice Princess that I couldn't find anywhere in any of the stores. And one of them was on back order. So, and I also ordered a set of 6 Christmas themed needle minders. And it didn't say on their website at the time that those Christmas themed needle minders had been discontinued. So they sent me this cute little flower needle minder. And look how thick. These magnets are good. Ta-da. But look how thick they are. And this is like the magnets that I bought to make my needle minders. So it was really cool getting a thin one. They sent me this one as like, sorry kind of thing, and one that was a vase, but my bird picked the vase one off. So that's one of the sets of magnets that's down here. I still have the button, but I think the vase one is cuter as a button. So those are the needle minders that I have ordered from companies. And alright, so now these 3. So this one I didn't make as a needle minder. This one is like pathetically weak magnet. I made this one back before I knew what needle minders were as like a cute magnet to put on my metal board to hold my needle so that it wouldn't get on that, like the ones that are the straight lines, and I'd have to like pick it with my nail to get the needle up. And then I made these 2 this summer, and these magnets are just really big, and they don't really have backs to them, like backs that match them. I was just using random magnets. So I think these 2 are also going to become either regular refrigerator magnets or just like put on my magnetic board to hold something. So that's what those 2 are. And these are all little tiny mini clothespins that I got to hold my park threads because of something that I saw either on Pinterest or Instagram that was sold out that I thought was really cool. Somebody made a needle minder out of like, it was bigger than this, but a clothespin. So I saw these and I was like, oh, I'll try that. And then my other thing was, this is a magnetic bookmark. Let me put the board down. This is a magnetic bookmark. It opens like this. And we randomly had 3 of these really strong little sucker magnets. I've made this into a needle minder before, but that was when I had super glue. Now I have E6000, which works much better. Because they just fell off. So we had 3 of them, so I put one on the back, and I used that to hold my park threads. So those are my needle minders that are on here. And then these, I have buttons of various types picked out to make needle minders with later. And my friend Sarah, for Christmas, I made her mom a needle minder I have 2 of these buttons, and she has one of them. I have this little thimble. Fun story. I took the back off, and then watch this. Oop. This button has some kind of magnetic material inside it itself. It sticks. So this little thimble, I used one of these black ones for hers. But this little thimble is going to go on this silver one. And then another one that I have picked out. This is from the same set of sewing buttons that I got. This is a little tape measure. And that's going to go on one of these. So I'm going to have a tape measure, needle minder. I got a set of sock monkey buttons because I like monkeys. And he's going to be a needle minder. There's 3 more. This is a button that I have. I have a little medium-sized, decently button collection. This is a button that I really like, so I'm gonna make it a needle minder. And there's 2 more left. So this is a present. This is with the buttons, like even when you buy them in the store, but it's not a button because it doesn't have any way for you to sew it on at all. So I make lots of gifts for people, so I thought it'd be cool to have a needle minder that's a gift, and I could put this on something that I'm stitching for someone as a gift. So there's that one. And then I wanted to make a needle minder specifically for the pumpkin passport. And so in my button stash, I found this little plane. And I'm debating. I might pick something else. But if I pick something else, I'd have to go buy something. This little plane, I think he'd be appropriate for the frosted pumpkin because it's kind of cartoony. And it's yellow, so it'll go with the bags that I have picked out for it, but that's not important long term. So the only thing about this little plain one is I don't know if I'd ever use this one again after this stitch along's over. Is the only reason I'm debating about not using it. I really like it. I just don't know if, but it is going to be used for at least 1 year. So that's all of my needle minders. And then these clothespins. So that's that. Oh, let me put the thimble away. Alright. So, back to list. Shall we talk about needle minders? Customer service. Sorry, Alright. So, alright. I think I'm almost done with this list. This is still going to be a pretty long video. This section is already at like almost 17 minutes. Alright. So, next thing is, okay, so this is I'm calling this my travel ort jar. It pops open. And right now, and I might keep doing this, because these two things I always end up needing, and I always have the Ort jar. So right now I have my Heaven and Earth, not Heaven and Earth, Thread Heaven in here. And this is a little needle threader that I got, I don't remember where. It's the same company as my magnetic board, but I don't remember where or when I got this. I have lots of sewing stuff. Yeah, and that's in here. And then for right now, just because I have all this stuff stored on my floor for this video, this is my Ort jar. And I have a travel one because I get tired of having to unscrew the lid and then pop off the mason jar top every time. So these are my little snips. They're green. Can you sense the theme? Green. Yeah. And these are polka dot. I love leopard print. You'll see that later. I love leopard print. So these are green polka dot. And then I have a tape measure. And the tape measure has a magnet on the back that matches it, and they're in here for now. This is my Orts. Not all of this is from stitching because I reorganized my floss storage. So when I like clip to the ends to like make it even, I put it in here. I haven't decided what I want to do with this. If I want to wait until the jar is like really full or like what. Okay, I'm back again. So let's see. Orts. Haven't decided what I want to do. If I want to just wait until the jar is full. I compressed this last night. So that's my Orts. Alright. Floss. So, stuff fell down. Floss. I now have my floss stored in this. My parents got me this sometime last year for rainbow looms. I do that. And I have it. This is all DMC. My Grams, she sent me a big bag. I'm going to talk fast now. She sent me a big bag. This bag was completely full of floss. She sent me this, and none of it was bobbinated or anything. These were the big, huge bobbins that the floss was on. And it was stored in like 3 different ways. I had floss on that. I had floss in skeins. I had floss stored all different ways in my kit. Now, even though they're stored kind of differently, they're all on the same size bobbin. Everything's bobbinated except this stuff. I ordered a pack of 1,000 of these bobbins. I already had these size bobbins for my Ice Princess. I ordered a pack of 1,000 of these from Amazon, and when they got here on December 23rd. I started switching everything to this. So now this is all of my DMC, and then this right here is DMC, and then to make it fit, I took all of my random needles that I had and put them in one of these plastic bags. That's a seam ripper. This is all of the blending filaments, because all of my floss, except for what I've had to buy specifically for things, and except for this variegated, which, except for this last one, none of this is DMC. It's all random, a random pack, because I wrap cords and headphone cords for people. So that's that. And then these are 3 flosses of some type that my mom got free when she special ordered some specialty crochet yarn. So that's all that. And then this is something. And then there's wire. There was wire too. So my brother got me what's in here. Oh, okay. These are the little DMC stickers. I've had to use a lot of the ones that are blank. So what's in here is this is all that's not bobbinated. Is this 2 skeins of this. I think it's like, it says cotton wool blend, and it's in ecru. I got this on Black Friday. This is 2 skeins. This is all they had. I've been looking for it since I heard Carolyn Mazzio say in one of her Floss Tube videos that she used it in a stitch along, and I wanted it ever since I found out it exists. I'm talking really fast, and I'm probably mumbling, so I'm sorry. I can clarify in the comments. Whoa. This is Glow in the Dark DMC Floss. It's 2 skeins. So I got that on Black Friday. And then my brother, actually, this is just a skein of black because I've been going through a lot of black lately and I haven't bobbinated that. This is white light effects because I want to try new things. So he got me floss to try. And he got me a green light effects. And he got me a green satin DMC and a gold light effects DMC. And then he got me this pearl metallic DMC. It says it's pearl, but it divides like that. And I thought pearl, you were supposed to just use the whole thing. So anybody wants to correct me in something or anything in the comments, that's completely fine. Information is great. That's why the internet exists, was to inform. So that's all of the DMC that I have and non-DMC that I have. That's my floss storage. So I went from having it stored 5 different ways, and everything is on this size bobbins now. It's great. From being on these and not having enough of these and not being able to find any more of them, to all being nice and in here. So I'm planning on having one stitchy shelf in my dorm room at school. Alright, so that's floss storage. Alright, now I'm going to talk about what's in this bag. And then I'm going to pause. So this is my E6000. It's not a normal tube. It was in the clearance section for $1. This is an envelope of patterns that I want to complete or have completed. This is an envelope of things. Alright, so in this envelope, I'm keeping all of my fabric and hoops. And I bought this pin because I didn't know I was going to need pins. It's a